Okay, the assignment I'm going to show you in this video is the golf scorecard table assignment for 8th grade. If you go to the middle school website and go on the 8th grade page, you will find all of our assignments listed here. The golf scorecard table assignment is the one listed at the very top. When you open it up, this is what you're going to get. It gives you an example of what the scorecard should look like. Once you get your Word document open, the first thing you'll do is go to your Insert tab, Table tool, and instead of, like we did with the calendar, counting down the days and placing them in there, you don't have enough to go down with that. So you're going to go to Insert Table right below that, and you want 8 columns across, so you can move this number up to 8, and the number of rows you'll have is 12. And you can type that in, and when you click OK, it'll put your table right on your paper for you. Okay, the first step that I did in creating my table was to adjust the places for the players' scores. So once you get your once you click inside the table, you're able to adjust the column widths. So once you bring your cursor over the different columns, you can see how it changes from something that you can write with to where you have like a little plus sign with arrows pointing each way. You get that on, have your cursor change to that, and then you can left click, hold your button down, and you can adjust the size of your columns. And we have 4 golfers, so we're going to adjust them, move them all over. Okay, then the next step, what you're going to do is you want to make sure that all of these are the same width and height. So you take your cursor again, and you're going to highlight those 4 columns, and with the layout button, which is right on your table tools, there are 2 buttons here. Yours will probably look like these 2 buttons right here. Yours does not say distribute rows or distribute columns unless you bring the cursor over top of them. Since my screen is a little bit wider than yours, it says distribute rows and distribute columns. So I click both of those, and now everything is the same height and width. Okay. Then my next step will be to adjust the bottom row, because if you look on our example, the bottom row here is wider where your players' names go in. So we're going to change that, and we're going to do the same thing we did with these rows, and we're going to adjust it so that this bottom row is a little bit longer for a place for our names. Okay, continuing on, we have the next column in here. We have a place for par, yardage, and you have your whole number and name. So we got to adjust those and kind of make it look similar to what I have here. It doesn't have to be exact width. You can make up your kind of your own width there. Okay, so then you can bring your different rows over and adjust them how you think you need to. Make the pars a little bit wider than the player's name. Have the yardage a little bit wider than that, and then the whole name I can slide over and put that in there too as well. And that one's a little bit bigger than all of them. So now we're getting to the point where we're almost set up as our original is. Okay? You'll see that in this area here, these cells are all kind of one big giant cell. Same thing with where I have the title of or name of my golf course, who it's owned by. So I have to what I have to do here is merge these cells. So if I highlight all of these cells, there's 2 ways you can merge cells. If you right click on it, this menu pops up and you can click on merge cells. Okay, and then you also need to merge these cells. The other way to merge cells is if you have the layout tab on you will see up here at the top, merge cells. And so if you're in the layout tab, all you have to simply do is click merge cell after you highlight it, and those all become one. Now I have one more area that is a merge cell, and that will be this area over here. So I'm going to merge those cells as well. Okay, the next step is to put in our headings. So I have in this column whole and named, and then over here I have yardage. For this one I have par, and in this one I have score. Try to capitalize that. Okay, you can change the font in your home tab. You can pick a font that you think looks pretty good. It's up to you what you want to put in there. You can change it to however you want. You also want to make sure that you center these, so you can click on the center button here as well. And now you have them in the center. Since I'm still highlighted here, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to shade in this area. To shade it in, I'm going to right click on it, and then borders and shading. Click on the shading tab, and you can pick a color. The thing kind of goes with your golf course. In this case I'm going to pick a green, and it turns that to a green. If I wanted to change the lettering, I can change it to a lighter color, maybe make it white. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I want to shade in this area here. So I have to highlight this area, right click, I'm going to do the same thing, put a border and shading, choose a color, go a little bit lighter in this one. And then I also want to shade in 2 columns over here for every other player. So we'll change that color and make that one same as that. And for the last one we'll also do that one. Okay, as you can see. Okay, now the next steps after you get all of the cells in that you want to get shaded is to put in some of your text. And over here is where you're going to start putting your whole numbers. And you can type all those in. And you don't want to hit return. You want to just have to go down to the next one like that. And go through and type them all in. Okay, you also have to fill in your yardage and par as well, so put those in. And that also includes total yardage and everything. Okay, you can also then highlight these cells and center them if you'd like. You can also add a name to these as well. I'm going to do that for that one, I guess. Okay, so then in here I had the course rules. And you can type all those in. You can make up a few other rules as you want, if you want. The other thing that I want to show here is how to put the players' names in. Instead of them going across this way, we want to make the text direction, change the text direction with this button here, and I want them to go up. So in this cell I have player 1. Change the text direction again, and I have player 2. Same thing for this one, player 3. And player 4. Okay, I'm almost finished with my scorecard. I have a few more things that I would like to put in there. I wanted to put some images in here to kind of dress it up a little bit and make it a little nicer. So I'm going to insert clip art. So you click on the insert tab here and you will find the clip art tool. And when you're searching for clip art, as I did here, I have the word golf typed in. When you hit go, it'll search all kinds of images. If you do not click this box here where it says include office.com content, you will not get as many choices. You can see I only have one choice there when it's not clicked, but when I do click it, I get several options. It searches through and it will give me lots of different choices for me to use. Alright, I'm going to use, I think, this picture here. It'll go in there. If you see, it covers up pretty much my whole box and moves everything around when I do that. So in order for it to actually fit inside my box, I need to wrap the text. So under the picture format tool, make sure that format tab is clicked, and then you can change this to in front of text, and now it'll go in front of your table. It's a little too big right now, so I have to reduce the size of it so that it fits in my box here. Now I can also stretch this out, make it a little I also want to insert some word art. I'm going to give my golf course a name. So with the word art tool, come over here, click on something here that will look pretty good in my goes along with my golf cart here, or golf course, and we'll call it now. If I was to put this in here, you'll notice that it's kind of hard to read. It's a little bit lighter than that, so I might be able to darken this up a little, so I can adjust the color of my clip art. Make it a little brighter green. Okay. So now I have that in there. Now if I wanted this all as one word, I might have to change the size of it. On the home tab you can change the size. We'll try 28, and I have it all going across as one. I can center it if I need to. Okay. And then on the bottom, if I want to, I can also put in a text box. I'm going to draw a text box down here on the bottom. Say that it is owned . Make that bigger so it stands out. Put that big. I'll center it. Maybe make it bold. Okay, so now we're almost done. I'm going to put one more piece of clip art in and put it . Again, I got to wrap the text if I want to put it on my scorecard. I'm going to put that one right there. Now there is a way. I don't like the way this picture actually looks because I have too much going on over there. So I'm going to crop this picture. Oops. Shrink this down to where I want it. And then I can hit crop, and now the picture is a little bit better for my liking. And basically that's it. Now I'm done.